Tala, a bold girl, decides to ditch the family abode and hit up a gathering with her newfound pals in Nybo, the fresh town her kin recently relocated to. She briefs her stepdad, Arthur, about her escapade, enduring some inquisition from her mom, Liv, who also happens to be a cop. Liv issues a return home early directive, but Tala, with a nonchalant demeanor, pledges to give it a shot. Pronto, she lands at a party with a clique of teens, where she crosses paths with Jonas. He extends a warm greeting, inquiring about her take on the town. Expressing her views on Nybo's modest amusement quotient, Tala remains optimistic about its future prospects. However, trouble brews when Ellen, one of Jonas's buddies, turns green-eyed at their conversation. She rudely intervenes, demanding a private tête-à-tête with Jonas, leaving Tala in a lurch. Meanwhile, a guy named Vidar bombards Tala with intrusive queries about her family's move to Nybo. Uneasy with his prying and mocking demeanor, Tala takes a strategic exit. While wandering, Jonas is spotted chatting with Ellen, who disapproves of him bringing the new girl to the shindig. As Tala pivots away, a blood-curdling scream pierces the air. Rushing to the source, she discovers Ellen bleeding by the bushes. Playing the Good Samaritan, Tala leaps to her aid, only to be blindsided by an assailant. Before comprehending the chaos, Ellen is yanked into the woods, prompting Tala to sprint toward Jonas, who, too, is now adorned with a shirt soaked in blood. Shortly after, Liv rushes to the chaotic scene, having caught wind of the woodland assault. Her superior, Eilert, swiftly briefs her on the grim situation. Ellen, the mayor's daughter, is missing, making it a high-profile case. Eilert discloses that Jonas, in a state of shock, is one of the witnesses, and Tala, who was also at the party, is the second. Learning this, Liv, visibly distressed, gets assurance from Eilert that her daughter is unharmed but urges her to extract information from Tala. At the ambulance's rear, Liv queries her daughter about the incident, but Tala, too, is shell-shocked and unable to recall the events. Suddenly, Eilert beckons Liv to inspect something. At the site, Liv spots bloodstains on the ground and, upon a closer look, discovers a claw near the crime scene. Liv escorts Tala home, and the next morning, she attempts to extract more details from her daughter. Tala, however, remains uncertain, vaguely recounting witnessing Ellen being knocked down before finding herself on the ground. Later that day, Liv and Eilert commence interrogations with the partygoers. Despite a barrage of questions, the details remain elusive. Jonas ventures a theory that an animal could be involved. That evening, Liv delves into research, attempting to identify the creature with claws akin to the one discovered. Concluding it's likely a wolf, she promptly notifies her boss, urging the dispatch of a hunting party. However, her boss hesitates, demanding confirmation that a wolf is responsible for Ellen's disappearance. The next morning, during breakfast with her sister Jenny, Liv receives a call from her boss, revealing the grim discovery of Ellen's body. Subsequently, Liv, accompanied by Eilert, arrives at the coroner's office. The coroner, examining Ellen's remains, notes claw and bite marks but dismisses the likelihood of a wolf attack, citing inconsistencies with previous wolf incidents. Liv is instructed to contact a predator expert for further insights. Simultaneously, Tala revisits the attack site and, amidst exploration, hears a voice calling her name. Closing in, she spots Ellen, only to realize it's a hallucination. Meanwhile, Professor William, a veterinary science expert, is summoned by his boss regarding a police request from Nybo. The police suspect a wolf in the death of a local teenager, though William doubts such an occurrence. Nevertheless, he agrees to investigate. That night, Lars illicitly accesses the coroner's office to view Ellen's body. The following morning, he appears at the police department, seeking an audience with Liv, keen on discussing the circumstances surrounding Ellen's demise. In their meeting, Lars boldly claims that the creature they're dealing with is a werewolf, asserting his extensive experience in hunting the beast. Liv dismisses his story as fiction, prompting him to leave her office. Before departing, Lars discloses his whereabouts for potential collaboration and emphasizes searching for wolf-like hiding spots such as caves or holes. He hands Liv a specialized bullet, claiming it's the sole ammunition capable of killing the alleged werewolf. Sneakily, he leaves a pack of these bullets in her jacket. Meanwhile, Tala encounters Jonas at a restaurant. Apologizing for the party chaos, Jonas expresses remorse, but Tala assures him there's no need for an apology. Post-meal, she encounters Vidar with friends, who accuses her of fleeing when she could have saved Ellen. Unfazed, Tala departs, leaving Jonas displeased with Vidar's behavior. Back home, Tala retreats to her room, avoiding her parents. In the bathroom, she notices the bite mark from the creature still refusing to heal. Liv knocks, and despite Tala's plea for privacy, her mom intrudes, discovering the injury. Tala, upset, deflects her mother's concern, accusing Liv of neglect until her father's death. An attempt to inspect the bruise leads Tala to storm off to her room. The following day, Tala, waking up pale and feeling peculiar, realizes she's late for school and hastily departs. In distress, Tala finds herself struggling to breathe at school until Jason appears. Expressing concern and apologizing for Vidar's actions, Tala assures him she's fine, attempting to move past the recent unpleasantness. Elsewhere, Professor William arrives in Nybo, examining Ellen's body and concluding that the bite marks and the unusually long claw strongly suggest a wolf attack. Eilert, convinced, secures a hunting permit, assembling a team, including Liv, to venture into the woods. At school, Tala experiences heightened senses, even hallucinating a classmate's transformation into a wolf. Startled, she screams, drawing strange looks. Seeking refuge in the restroom, she hears unsettling sounds and discovers Ellen, who falsely claims responsibility for her own demise. Disturbed, Tala flees the school. Simultaneously, Eilert, armed with the hunting permit, leads Liv and fellow officers on a wolf hunt. They stumble upon a decapitated body with similar bite marks to Ellen's. Further exploration leads them to a cave. Liv descends but falls as the ladder gives way, landing near the decapitated body. As Liv investigates, screams echo outside. The wolf emerges from the cave, attacking the others. Climbing back up, Liv confronts a colossal wolf. Despite shooting at it, the creature remains unharmed, intensifying the mystery and danger surrounding the alleged werewolf. Liv, facing a perilous encounter with the wolf, exhausts her ammunition. Retrieving a fresh pack from her jacket, she discovers they are Lars bullets. In a crucial moment, she manages to shoot the wolf, saving herself. Liv, though surviving the attack, undergoes evaluation at the hospital. Post-examination, she seeks Eilert but finds him still in a coma. That night, Jenny observes Tala staring out of her window. Going outside to bring her in, Jenny realizes Tala doesn't recall the incident, attributing it to sleepwalking. Tala, expressing extreme fatigue, mentions feeling as if she hasn't slept in months. Jenny reassures her sister, who abruptly falls asleep. The following day, Liv consults with William after he examines the wolf. They discover that only one of Liv's bullets, Lars' bullet, affected the wolf. William reveals a peculiar nail protruding from where the wolf lost a claw. Perplexed, he consults a colleague who suggests it might be a werewolf, a notion William finds incredulous. Upon revisiting Lars, Liv and William present their findings. Lars, informed of the wolf's demise, laughs upon recognizing his own bullet. Liv presses him to share what he knows, linking the peculiar nail and Lars' earlier claims about werewolves. Lars unveils his book detailing everything he knows about werewolves. According to Lars, werewolves likely originated from a failed attempt to crossbreed a wolf and a human. He explains that young werewolves are driven by a bloodthirsty nature, with a gradual transformation process involving heightened senses. Developing claws, sharp teeth, and a hairy face. Liv inquires about a possible reversal, but Lars insists that once transformed, there's no turning back. The afflicted individual must be killed. Later that night, Tala receives a text from Jonas, prompting her to sneak out despite her ailing condition. In Jonas's presence, the full moon emerges, causing Tala discomfort. When Jonas returns from a call, Tala, succumbing to her transformed state, attacks and kills him. The next morning, Liv, unaware of Tala's transformation, investigates another attack. Simultaneously, Tala wakes up to find her altered appearance in the mirror. At the crime scene, William informs Liv that the bite marks on Jonas differ from those on Ellen, indicating the presence of another wolf in town. Tala, hiding near the scene, watches Jonas's body being taken away, shedding tears. Elsewhere, Lars visits Eilert in the hospital, discovering Eilert's werewolf bite. Lars disconnects life support, ensuring Eilert's demise to prevent the emergence of another werewolf. Meanwhile, Tala, grappling with her newfound reality, decides to leave town. That night, she boards a bus. Under the appearance of the full moon, Tala undergoes another transformation into a wolf, unleashing a deadly assault on the bus passengers. Lars intercepts a police message about the wolf attack and alerts Liv, who, being close to the scene, decides to investigate. Arriving, she witnesses chaos and people fleeing. Upon entering the bus and finding Tala's belongings, Liv makes the heart-wrenching discovery that her daughter has become the new werewolf. William also arrives, presenting evidence of human DNA matching Jonas's killer. Liv, devastated, discloses that it's her daughter responsible for the attacks. Tala returns home, posing a threat to her sister Jenny, who realizes Tala's transformation. Arthur intervenes, ensuring Jenny's escape. However, Arthur is bitten and, losing control, crashes near a bar where Vidar and his friends are present. Arthur instructs Jenny to hide as he loses consciousness. Upon stepping out, Jenny witnesses Tala attacking Vidar and others. Liv receives a distressing radio message about another attack, expressing reluctance to harm her daughter. William offers tranquilizers as a potential solution. Meanwhile, Jenny approaches Tala, who is feasting on someone. Attempting to comfort her sister, Jenny cries, promising to care for her. Tala momentarily calms down until Liv and William arrive, causing another shift in her demeanor. The unfolding tragedy heightens the emotional turmoil, forcing Liv and Jenny to confront the monstrous reality of Tala's transformation. In a desperate attempt to subdue Tala, William administers a tranquilizer, but it proves insufficient. Liv, Jenny, and William seek refuge in a store as Tala advances. In an unexpected turn, Lars arrives and crashes his car into the store, unintentionally hitting Liv and William. Before Lars comprehends the situation, Tala arrives and fatally injures him. Approaching Liv, Tala bites her mother's hand. Liv, grappling to free herself, instructs William to administer another tranquilizer. Hindered by the accident, William struggles to reach the injection. In a courageous move, Jenny seizes the syringe and stabs her sister, causing Tala to lose consciousness. As Tala collapses, Jenny embraces her mother, both consumed by tears. The following day, Tala remains unconscious in the lab. Liv, overwhelmed with sorrow, arrives and apologizes to her daughter. Holding one of Lars' bullets, Liv loads it into her gun and makes the agonizing decision to end Tala's life. Returning home later that day, Liv enters Tala's room. As she sits on the bed, she drops the used bullet into the drawer, gazing at a picture of her daughter. The devastating events culminate in a heart-wrenching conclusion, leaving Liv to grapple with the consequences of her actions and the profound loss of her daughter. Thank you for watching, and please click the subscribe button if you loved this video, as it really helps make more videos.